So these two guys pull up, right? And they're like, hey, yo, what's up, loser? Right? And the loser replies, he's like, oh, yo, what's poppin'? And they're like, bro, shut the fuck up. No one loves you, no one cares about you, right? And this is like so sad. It's like, wow, damn. And then they're like, bro, get your fucking, red nosed ass out of here. Right. And then the guy, he's like, oh man, that's so rude of them. And so he goes off, kind of crying. But then they're like, hey, no, I was kidding, come back. And so he comes back and he's like, oh, you guys were just kidding. And like, no, we weren't. And then like they, throw him into a locker and they call him stupid. Right. And then they walk away. And so like the guy comes out of the locker, he's like, damn, bro, they really clowned on me like that. Except they're not guys, by the way. They're actually reindeers. In this situation, they're reindeers. So one of them is Rudolph. Rudolph is the one getting bullied. He's the one that gets getting ridiculed, right? And so Rudolph, he's just like a little guy, and he's a little guy who's kind of fed up, to be honest. And he just finished watching The Joker, right? Phenomenal film, for sure. And so he decided that now it's time to get his revenge. So Rudolph kills two reindeers. Breaking news. An event that just occurred at the North Pole. Two reindeers are dead. Suspect is currently unknown. The authorities are looking for him. I just got word. Apparently, Santa is preparing a speech now. We'll be cutting over to that right now. My leading elves are on the case, attempting to solve this. There is no need to panic. This person shall be brought to justice. So, after the speech, Santa goes to his room. And it turns out Rudolph, right, is in the room, right? No one had seen him. He was like a ninja. And Santa's like, what the fuck are you doing here, Rudolph? And that's when the elf behind Santa says, I don't feel too good, and actually blows up. Santa is now dead. Rudolph has killed Santa. Mrs. Claus is in horror, being like, oh my god, what have you done? No. And that's when Rudolph says, I did what had to be done. No one saw me until I became someone. Just another guy on the street. Another one you just walk all over and don't give a shit about. Rudolph was fed up. Mrs. Claus attempts to go get help, but it's too late. You see, the floor actually had a landmine in it. And Mrs. Claus blew up. So now at this point, Rudolph has killed 4 people. No, 5 actually. And no one knows about it yet. But the explosion was pretty loud for that landmine. So the reindeer pull up, and they're like, what the fuck is going on here? At this point, Rudolph had left the scene, right? And they see like Santa is dead. It's all kind of fucked up. And that's when, all of a sudden, you hear the U.S. military. They're pulling up with their helicopters and planes, and they're landing in front of the North Pole. And they're like, what's going on here? Joe Biden gets out of the helicopter. He's heard news. Apparently, he was called in saying that they needed reinforcements this year. And the reindeer are like, no, Santa's been murdered. We don't know what's happening. And then he's like, then who called us in? And then that's when all of a sudden, Rudolph, right, blows up the helicopter that Joe Biden came in, and actually takes Joe Biden's nuclear codes that he carries on him. And at this point, everyone's a bit panicked. They're like, what the fuck is happening? Rudolph, is that you? And then, obviously the people that bullied Rudolph, they're like, what the fuck? What is Rudolph doing? What is he up to? They're surprised. They're shocked. This world has been long overdue for a reset. It is I who will bring down justice upon those who have wronged me, and clean this world once and for all. Rudolph, stop! What are you doing? No, Rudolph, no! No, please, Rudolph, no! Don't do it! No, Rudolph! Rudolph, please! This is the only way. I will leak the nuclear codes to 4chan. No, no, not 4chan. No. Yes, 4chan. Ah, it is done. I have leaked the nuclear codes to 4chan. And at this point, the world is nuking each other. The president is getting in like these phone calls, and they're like, we're done. It's fucked up. It's all gone to shit. You know, like Macron is calling in from France. He's like, well, what have you done? And then I don't know what the prime minister in the UK is, to be honest. I think you guys have gone through like four of them. Whatever. The King Charles is like, no, I just got here. And then he blows up. So at this point, everyone dies. Rudolph is smiling, laughing. He's won. Everyone is in disarray. But then, that's when all of a sudden, Jesus comes in. Alright, I think that's enough of that. Have a Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little whatever that was. And, yeah.